Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing? You know, this is the chosen one, Gabriel Skywalker from the DFS Club, coming to you guys with an NFL main slate video. So, this is the last week of the season. So, therefore, teams will be sitting their starters. Some teams still have something to play for. Some teams have nothing to play for, but bless their hearts, they're going to run their starters anyway. So, should be an interesting week. So, I'd just advise everyone to play light. Please play light. If you must play football heavy, wait till next weekend. Wait till the playoffs and the wild card games are here, so you know all the starters are going to play. But I think I have a pretty good idea of who's going to play, who's going to not. So who's good or not? Jesus, that's not even a word. If you're new, please hit that subscribe button, hit that thumbs up, leave me a comment down below. Again, guys, I'm in the process of moving and taking down Christmas decorations. It's kind of a 1-2 punch, so the studio will be back up. So you get to see this ugly face again before you know it. So yeah, let's get into it, guys. Let's start off at quarterback. So with this going on, with NBA going, I'll try not to take up too much of your time, guys. So Lamar Jackson, Baltimore does have a lot to play for. He's the top quarterback on the slate as far as price goes. $8,000 on DraftKings, $1,000 more on Fanduel. He's been looking like the old Lamar lately. 22, 30, 38, 27. So very, very safe play here. I'll just say that. Very, very safe. He should play the whole game. Get him in there. Next up, Deshaun Watson. You know what? The Texans haven't had anything to play for in like 7 weeks, so I don't see why he would sit. This game right here, this Houston Tennessee game, is the highest projected game on the slate. So if you want to be contrarian, go Deshaun Watson. Again, if we wake up tomorrow and it says Deshaun Watson's going to sit, I mean, I'd be shocked, but not really. It is. I can't say it's 2020 anymore, but yeah, he should get the start, guys. Deshaun Watson at 7-7 should be a shootout. Next up, Aaron Rodgers, because Green Bay does have something to play for at 7-4. He is going up against Chicago, which is a pretty tough defense, but it's Aaron freaking Rodgers, guys. Last time against Chicago, he did get 26 fantasy points, so you know what to do. Get him in there. Next up, Justin Herbert, the pervert, at 7.1K. They have nothing to play for either, but rookie of the year, right? I think he's going to try and get it. 7.1K. I think he airs it out this game. Against Kansas City, too, he's going to be playing their backups. So all the first stringers are gone. They're not going to play. So he's going up against the second string. So think about that one, guys. Could be very sneaky, sneaky. Justin Herbert, the pervert, at 7.1K. $500 more on FanDuel. Ryan Tannehill, I mean, I think they're going to try and give the ball to Derrick Henry a lot. So Derrick Henry can hit that 2,000 rushing yard club. So, yeah, I don't see Tannehill really airing it out here. So I'll pass there. Kirk Cousins has a great matchup against Detroit. We've been picking on Detroit all year. Kirk Cousins should play the whole game. Detroit is 31st in the league against quarterbacks. So 6.3K on DraftKings, $1,400 more on FanDuel. Kirk Cousins, get him in there. And then you got the Derek Carrs and the Mitchell Trubisky's. You know these guys are going to play, but you can throw them in a GBP. I'll put them in here. The Bears still have something to play for too, so I don't know. I just don't know if they can keep up with Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay. But very fine GPP plays here. Derek Carr, Mitchell Trubisky, and also Josh Allen, the greatest quarterback to ever live. It seems like, man, this guy, 7.6K going up against Miami. My God, Josh Allen, man, 35, 41, 19, 34, 18. And the last time he played Miami, look at those last two times, 38 and 14. So sorry, 38 and 34. My God. Josh Allen's very sneaky, guys. That he might be low owned. We'll see. And I wouldn't be surprised if you saw ownership on like Patrick Mahomes and some of these quarterbacks are going to be sitting because people don't know. So those are the quarterbacks I like. Let's go to running back. All right. So Derrick Henry, of course, going up against the worst rated rushing defense in the league. The Houston Texans ranked 32nd in the league. properly priced at 9.4. Again, I think they feed him. And it seems like every year, the last week of the season, Derrick Henry busts out for like 250 rushing yards. So just a lot for him to play for personally. And at 9.4, guys, $800 more on Fanduel. You got to get him in there. Next up, David Montgomery also. 7.7K. He's had a resurrection in his career, man. 20, 32, 28, 27, 28 in his last 5. Last time against Green Bay, he did get 28 fantasy points. So if they're near the red zone, you know where they're going. David Montgomery, so get him in there. Austin Eckler's okay, but 7.5. I probably just play David Montgomery, guys. Jonathan Taylor's not bad too at 7.4. Jacksonville does not have a great rushing defense, ranked 29th in the league. And Taylor's been doing great as of late. 19, 20, 34, 23. And I think he should get a full run, guys. And I think, honestly, Indy tries to run the ball a lot here. So get him in there, guys, at 7.4K. David Johnson, have yourself a 2 weeks here, guys. Look at this. 32, 27 in his last 2. He should be the number 1 back. And he gets a Tennessee defense ranked 26th in the league against running backs. So very sneaky David Johnson here at 6.8. I don't think he picks up a lot of ownership because a lot of people don't want to pay that for him. Next up, Myles Gaskin in play. Miami should be running all their starters out there. He's 6.5K. Coming off a 34-point fantasy game. Going up against Buffalo. The only thing that concerns me here is if Miami falls behind early and then they have to start airing it out. But Miami's been keeping games competitive all year. So, Myles Gaskin, 6.5, get him in there. Next up, DeAndre Swift, guys, at 6.3 is not bad. We don't even know if Matthew Stafford's going to play, right? He's been banged up for like the last 3-4 weeks. But even if he plays, I think he hands it off a lot. I don't think they really care if they're down by 30, which could happen against Minnesota here. But yeah, he should see a nice workload, probably 10 to 15 touches, guys. Is he a really must at 6.3? Probably not, but we're just trying to target the players we know that are going to play. Next up, Jeff Wilson from San Francisco. Whenever I play this guy, he goes off. 22 rushes last week, 30 fantasy points, 16 before that, 12. So he is the lead back in San Francisco, guys. Going up against Seattle, ranked 16th in the league against running backs. So they don't give it up to wide receivers. I'm sorry, they don't give it up to running backs like they do to wide receivers. They're a little tougher on them, but they're still ranked 16th in the league. And Jeff Wilson will break out a huge run at any given moment, guys. So get him in there. Next up, Melvin Gordon. This Denver, Vegas, you guys can get as much pieces of this game as you want to. All the starters should play. These two teams hate each other. They loathe each other. Melvin Gordon, no Phillip Lindsay, is a fine play against a Raiders defense ranked 30th in the league against running backs, guys. He's 5.7K, 1,100 more on Fanduel. Get him in there. Next up, Malcolm Brown, I guess. I'm just not a big fan. I mean, you can give the man 15 touches. He might get you 10 fantasy points. He's cheap. He's 4.3K. I doubt Akers plays because a high ankle sprain, guys, that's a bad injury. I think a broken ankle is better than a high ankle sprain, so I doubt it. I think Malcolm Brown does get the start here, guys. And the Saints are riddled with the cold and flu. So Ty Montgomery should be the lead back here. They're calling him up in some practice squad, guys. So he's only 4K. You can definitely pay down here. Going up against that Carolina defense, guys. And Ty Montgomery, I mean, we saw him with Green Bay. He can't get it done. And that Carolina defense has been giving up to running backs all year, guys. So, again, a lot of the casual players that are going to be playing tomorrow won't know about the Ty Montgomery. So, his ownership, I don't know. We'll see. Get him in there, though, at 4K. That's very cheap. And the obvious play, so no Dalvin Cook, Alexander Mattison at 6.1K. I believe he got over 100 rushing yards last time he filled in for Dalvin Cook. And he gets this Detroit offense, guys, ranked 31st in the league against running backs. Yo, sign me up, 6'1", get him in there. Even though it's Mattison, I know. And then Rodney Smith. Rodney freaking Smith for Carolina, guys. He should get the start. New Orleans does have a tough defense, though. Ranked second in the league against running backs, so keep that in mind. But he should be the number one back here in Carolina. So for that, if you want to punt at 4K, also he should probably get about 5 to 10% ownership. He's $900 more on Fanduel, guys. You can get him in there. All right, so don't you dare be sour. Let's go to wide receiver. And top option, of course, is Devontae Adams. He's 9.2, worth every penny. Get him in there, even against Chicago, guys. $100 more on Fanduel. Next up, Calvin Ridley, 8.5K. These Atlanta guys should all play too. I don't see why they wouldn't. They haven't had anything to play for. This team should be undefeated, to be honest with you. But they seem to have blown every single game this year. Oh, it's got to be painful to be an Atlanta freaking fan, man. My God. They could have won so many games. But top option, no Julio Jones, 8.5, $200 more on FanDuel. Get him in there, guys. And if you're playing these Buffalo stacks, you got Stephon Diggs at 8.1K. You know he's always in play, guys. I ain't got to tell you about him. $400 more on FanDuel. Next up, Justin George Jefferson. Another guy looking for Rookie of the Year honors. 7.6K. So I think, don't think these teams don't know that these certain players are going for certain things. So I think Justin Jefferson will get more looks than Adam Thielen in this game. Just saying, they're not stupid, all right? So they want their guy to get Rookie of the Year, guys. He's $400 more on FanDuel. Justin George Jefferson. Moving on up, get him in there. Next up, A.J. Brown. If you want to play the narrative that Derrick Henry ain't going to get all the touchdowns, you can roll some A.J. Brown out there. The only thing is he's 7.2K, so you'll be paying up. He's $1,200 more on FanDuel. But, yeah, this is a solid player, guys. Next up, Brandon Cooks. So you want to get a part of this Houston offense, you pair him up with Deshaun Watson and call it a day. 6.9K. 10 targets last week, 30 fantasy points. Tennessee's ranked 29th in the league against wide receivers. So Brandon Cooks, get him in there. Next up, Marquis Hollywood Brown. I call him West Hollywood, Dollywood Brown, because you never know when he's going to show up. But if you're going to play Lamar Jackson, I think you should pair him up. You want to pair up at least one pass catcher with your quarterback, guys. He's 5.9K. Won't break the bank. Double-digit fantasy points, though. I will say that about him. Last 5 games, double-digit fantasy points. And the last time against Cincy, he got a 20-burger. So, pretty safe play here, I think, at 5.9K. Next up, Kiki QT, second option for Houston at 5.6K. Another one, double-digit fantasy points in his last 4 games, right? Not a priority for me, especially at 5.6. I honestly think he's overpriced, but yeah, I'd rather just try to get to Brandon Cooks, guys, because there is value. There is value. Marvin Jones, if Stafford plays at 5.1K, $1,000 more on FanDuel is a fine play against Minnesota. But again, I only like him as Stafford plays, guys. These Denver guys look good too. Jerry Jeudy got 15 targets last week, guys. Even though he only turned it to 12 fantasy points, 15 targets is quite a bit, especially for a player that's only 4.2K. $900 more on FanDuel, guys. Get him in there. Next up, so San Diego, Keenan Allen is out. So for value, I got Jalen gluten-free diet, guys. He's only 3.4K. Got 5 targets last week, 7 fantasy points. So a little sneaky here, I think, against a second option KC defense. All the backups, guys. Allen Robinson, 7.7 is not bad. Against Green Bay, what's he done? 27, 23, and 20. So 20 burgers in all 3 games against Green Bay. Last game, he got 23, 12, 30, 14, 27. So Mitch Trubisky has tuned it up. We got to give it to him there. And Allen Robinson's another sneaky pay-up option I think will be low-owned, guys. Let's see. Amari Cooper at 5.8 is not bad. I don't see why these Dallas guys would sit. The top quarterback last week was Andy Dalton. So don't get me going on that. But, yeah, guys, Amari Cooper, I think that's kind of cheap for him. He did get 19 fantasy points last week. And these two teams don't like each other either, the Cowboys and Giants. So we'll see what happens. Again, Mike Williams with no Keenan Allen at 5K. Had a decent week last week. Finally got 10 targets, but only got 9 fantasy points. And he's normally the deep threat. So, again, against backup defense, Mike Williams, 5K, $900 more on Fanduel. Get him in there, guys. McCole Hardman's okay at 4.2K. He's normally the third option in Kansas City, so you're taking a risk here. But I think he'll be the first option. I think he does play. But if he does, we just got to keep an eye on it. But yeah, guys, I think McCole Hardman's pretty sneaky at 4.2K. You can get 20 fantasy points in this game, and I wouldn't be surprised. So I believe Chad Henne's the quarterback. So I mean, it's not like some guy who has no experience, right? Like a 17-year-old on prom night. Chad Henne's been around for a minute. So McCole Hardman, I think, is kind of sneaky at 4.2K. For these Jacksonville receivers, I like Shenault, 4.2K. The prices, I think you're getting a deal here. 7 targets last week, 6 and 11. So he's getting targeted like crazy. And 4.2K, guys. Someone's got to catch the ball in Jacksonville. I like Shenault here. That is my favorite play as far as these receivers for Jacksonville go. He's $1,300 more on FanDuel, so very cheap on DraftKings at 4.2K. Let's see. Next up, John Brown. So, no Cole Beasley. Beasley is out, and John Brown is only 3.6K, ladies and gentlemen. John Brown is a smash play at this price tag. Absolutely nuts. $1,400 more on FanDuel, so definitely a DraftKings play, guys. DraftKings was sleeping here. Get him in there, guys. I don't think you got to go to Gabriel Davis, though, with all that said, right? Let's see. Josh Reynolds. So, let's see. Who is out? I know that. Oh, Cooper Kupp's out. Cooper Kupp's out. And I know Jared Goff is out too, but Josh Reynolds should be the number 2 option on this Rams team. 10 targets last week, 13 fantasy points. So a risky GPP play at 3.2K. But if you're looking to punt a position, I think Josh Reynolds is in a good spot here, guys. He seems to always get open in the slot, like 5-10 yards down the field. And I think that'll do it for wide receiver. So we got value, we got pay up, we got middle of the field. So let's go to tight end. Yeah, be sour. All right. So Kelsey ain't going to play. George Kittle at 6K is a fine play. Got 5 targets, 13 fantasy points. I don't know if they run him into the ground here because he gets hurt. Very talented dude, but man, does he get hurt all the freaking time. So there's that risk. I'd probably try and get to Mark Andrews, guys. Honestly, I know, right? I don't think I'd ever say that normally, but George Kittle this year has just been hurt every single game. And Andrews is going to play, and Cincinnati's ranked 27th in the league against tight ends, guys. Last 2 against them, 18, 23 fantasy points. 5.8 is really not going to break the bank since there's no Kelsey, right? You're not going to pay 9K for a tight end this week. Yeah, guys, get him in there, especially if you're going to play some Lamar Jackson. Evan Ingram's only 3.7, guys, against Dallas, right? That Dallas defense is not that good. He got 10 targets last week for 14 fantasy points. Love me some Evan Ingram here at 3.7K. $1,700 more on FanDuel. So you're getting a deal on DraftKings here. Next up, Darren Waller. 7.1K if you want to pay up at tight end. Should be the number 1 option in Oakland, and it's not even close. 19, 33, 15 in his last 3. Yeah, I said Oakland, and I will always say Oakland. They will never be the Las Vegas Raiders. They will always be the Oakland Raiders. Yeah. Next up, TJ Hawkinson. If goddamn Stafford plays, all right. If he plays, I think he's kind of cheap here at 4.6K. If Stafford's out, don't even bother. Don't even bother. However, I do like Noah Fant here, guys. 4.4K against them Oakland Raiders. This man's getting 9 to 11 targets a week. 13, 21 fantasy points in his last 2, and he's very cheap at 4.4. $1,300 more on FanDuel. So Noah Fant, I think, is probably where I want to go here. You got the XFL star here. Donald Parham should be the first option over here. And with the Chargers. I don't know why I almost called them the Kansas City Chargers, guys. 3 targets last week, 7 fantasy points. We'll see. It's it's a risk, but at 2.9, is it really a risk? You know what I'm saying? But did great in the XFL. He's a number one tight end option here with the Chargers, so get him in there if you want to take some chances. Hey, scared money don't make no money. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take some chances. Real quick, defense. Um, Shit, I don't know, guys. You can go Baltimore and pay up. The Patriots is always a good defense, especially against the Jets. Um, you kind of want to find these defenses where these teams are going to play their backups too. So yeah, defense. I mean, I wouldn't do Houston or Tennessee or Detroit or the Jets. Um, Maybe, I mean, with Tampa Bay, I don't know if Brady's going to play. If he does, he'll probably only play a half, right? They have nothing to play for. So you want to look at that kind of stuff, guys. So I wouldn't pay all the way up at defense. And guys, this is Draft Dashboard. This is $1 for 30 days. We also got NBA on here, guys. So don't you dare be sour. And NHL. And of course, NFL for the playoff season, guys. It's only $1 for 30 days. Click on the link in the description below. You yourself can have Draft Dashboard. You get access to all my save lineups, all my player pools, sleepers and studs, the position optimizer, and the NFL cheat sheet. Because if you can't win, cheat. It's got the best studs, best mid-tier, best value, guys. This is Draft Dashboard. And if you want to come join the club, guys, you want all my lineups, my cheat sheets, the ownership, projections for every single dang sport. We got over 575 members plus going strong. It's been a great 2 weeks for us, guys. A lot of new members. Welcome to the family. You get NBA, NFL, MLB, PGA, NHL. A lot of people come for NHL too because they know where that NHL fire is. Tennis, NASCAR, soccer, esports, MMA, WNBA. MMA will be back mid-January. College sports, EuroLeague basketball, guys. Click join now. Click my logo, Skywalker DFS, and pick your plans, guys. The cheapest in the industry, and it's not even close. If you miss the holiday deals, don't you dare be sour because you're still getting the cheapest in the business. There's providers making videos right now that have been doing this for years, charging you $149 for a month. We're only charging that for a year, and they're pissed. They're heated. They're attacking me in their videos, guys, because I told you guys forever we were going to change this industry for the better. And guess what we did? We changed it for the better because we're the cheapest, we're the best. Our members only podcasts, guys, we do an hour before lock are absolutely worth price of admission alone. You got shout out to DFS Space, shout out to LT, they're in there on the podcast. Just a great, great thing to make yourself a better DFS player. You get to come hang out with the best family in the world, best DFS family, guys, dfsclub.com. And that's going to do it, guys. So I'm going to say a prayer for everybody. God bless you. God bless your families. God bless your pets. Say it with me one time. Let's get this bread. Don't take shit from nobody. Absolutely nobody. My name is Gabriel Skywalker. Look out for my NBA video about to drop here in about an hour. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for riding out this NFL season with me. But it ain't over yet. This is just the regular season, guys. All right, guys. Take care.